Hello, back with another rare daylight movie review, though these might get more common now that I am back to work and don't have all this time at night to be watching movies. Today I watched After Tonight, a 1933 American pre-code movie starring Constance Bennett and Gilbert Roland. It was a flop. It lost over $100,000 at the box office, and the studio actually considered firing Constance Bennett after such a loss. The story is a woman is a Russian. This is World War One, because that's one of the things that I was like at the beginning of this story, because the romantic hero of the story, Gilbert, is a Austrian army intelligence officer, and it was like, oh, okay, is this around World War II? No, this is World War One, where there was less Nazifying of stuff. Where Gilbert Roland is playing Rudolph Rudy Ritter, and she meets this young woman, Constance Bennett, on the train. They kind of hit it off, but she slips. She's trying to get her way through to Switzerland. Can't. Turns out he slips away. Turns out he is the captain of the Austrian Ministry of War, assigned to deal with Russian spies. Will this come back? There's some particular trouble happening in this one area. So he gets sent there, where surprise, there's Constance Bennett's character, who is introduced to him as a Karen. Oh, what the hell? Everyone's got as Karen Shontag, a nurse, but of course she is K-14, the major Russian spy who is listening in on conversations, good friends with the commandant of the area, and by the end of the movie, he's figured out that she is the spy, and they have kind of a very tearful scene of, like, it's like, they've got, their countries are asking them to do one thing, but they really would just like to be together to get away from all this. But in the end, both sort of choose duty over it. She gets nabbed, and he's there with her, and it's like, oh boy, we watched earlier in the picture where somebody else got executed for being, captured as a spy, someone that she had dropped off information to. And in this case, we kind of get, I guess, well, it's a Hollywood movie. We get a Hollywood ending where she gets out. He gets wounded, and the armistice happens. War is over. We get a lot of we suddenly do a time jump where we get a whole bunch of kind of war pictures, footage of what I think is actual World War One footage of people getting shot, tanks, things blowing up, bridges getting blown up, and things like that. But again, at the end of the picture, it kind of curls back on itself, and we're at another train station where she has a little girl with her, but nope, it's it's her niece, and he's like, oh, that's good. We'll make much better children. And I'm thinking, boy, the poor little niece is down there going, oh, fuck you guys, because we don't it's a very, and like, and they all live happily ever after. Constance Bennett does yet again a good job. It's definitely a more dramatic thing. I wonder if this kind of killed her dramatic, more serious drama pictures after this, but I think she does quite a fine job with what she's given. Gilbert Roland is a kind of a fine leading young man. He's kind of got a kind of an eager, kind of happy energy when he's not being the hard as nails military intelligence officer. It's like, oh, there is an actual shift there. Fairly good. The kind of the kind of good photography, I guess, stuff like that. Yeah. In 1934, a Daily Variety reported that a plagiarism suit had been filed against the film by Baroness Carla Jensen, who claimed the story of the film was an unauthorized version of her own story, She Spies. but the outcome of the suit is unknown. And yeah, it didn't get great praise. The New York Times at the time said it taxes one's credulity, and that Rowland's performance was hardly satisfactory, although he thought that Miss Bennet does her work as well as possible under the circumstances. I think they're being a little bit hard on poor Gilbert Rowland. I think he did a good job. A Mexican American actor in that case. Credulity, I mean, it really kind of leans hard on, oh, she's gonna get executed, and oh, she gets away because we're not going to shoot our leading lady. So it's, it's okay on that front. I think they sell that like, oh, we really don't want to believe that she's a spy because I'm in love with her. That Rudy Ritter is in love with her, stuff like that. So yeah. It's probably not one of these ones I'm going to deeply remember. She has some good acting scenes where it's like, oh, I want to get away. It's very much kind of high Hollywood. It's not naturalistic acting, but I really love Constance Bennett. So, that's what it always comes down to with, I think, all of my reviews of Constance Bennett movies. I enjoy her. I mean, there's some that have been very eye-rollingly not great, but this wasn't one of them. This isn't one of them, even though it was a failure and she almost got fired over it. All right. I will leave it there. More videos and more movies later.